Dear soul, pause for a moment and truly feel this. If your eyes are reading these words, if your heart is beating steadily in this very moment, then trust that you didn't arrive here by accident. There is an unseen hand, a divine force, that has gently guided you through the winding paths of life to bring you right here, right now. This isn't just another random video you stumbled across in the endless scroll of the digital world. This is a breeze from eternity, a whisper from the depths of the universe, a spiritual calling echoing through time to reach you specifically. You are standing at the threshold of something far greater, a transformation that will not only change the way you see the world, but will change who you are at your very core. A powerful awakening is waiting to ignite within your soul. Think about the journey that brought you here, the long nights you wrestled with questions no one could answer, the prayers you whispered into the darkness hoping someone, somewhere, was listening, the silent tears you shed in faith, the moments you felt lost but kept walking anyway. It was all for a reason. Every breath, every second has been laying the bricks of the path that led you to this moment, where Spirit is now reaching out, inviting you to cross the line between the old and the new. This isn't just a passing change. This is a spiritual revolution, a flame ready to rise and burn away every doubt, every fear, and reveal a version of you that even you never dared to imagine. Before the moon sets tonight, before your head touches the pillow, your life could be transformed forever if you dare to open your heart and receive it. But don't just take my word for it. Let your heart speak. Can you feel it? That subtle vibration, that deep sense that something greater is waiting for you just beyond the horizon? This is the moment where destiny and faith intertwine, where you're being called not just to observe, but to participate in a story far greater than your own. I invite you to stay with me until the end, because what's about to be revealed is not just a message. It's a key to the door you've been searching for, maybe without even knowing it. And now, I want to hear from you. What are you feeling in your heart right now? What brought you here today? Share your thoughts below. Every word you write is a spark, a sign that you're ready to step into this journey. Don't leave just yet. Come explore this with me, because your time has come, and your sacred awakening begins right here, right now. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a vast river, its waters shimmering under the sunlight, reflecting the silent hopes you've carried in your heart through all these years. Every dream you once cradled in lonely nights, every whispered prayer uttered when no one was listening, every determined step you took even when all you wanted was to give up, has led to this very moment, this sacred point in time. Dear soul, this is not a random stop along your journey. This is a destined turning point, a divine crossroads where the river of your life meets the vast ocean of sacred intention. A profound spiritual awakening is quietly unfolding, like the first breeze signaling a mighty storm, like the first light breaking through the darkness before dawn. And now the only thing that remains is you. You must be ready, you must open your heart, you must stretch out your hands and receive the gift that eternity has long prepared for you. Look back on the road you've walked. Weren't there days when you felt lost in a dark forest, where every step was heavy and every branch seemed to hold you back? But still you kept moving forward, because deep inside you there was a small flame that never went out, a faint but fierce calling that urged you on. Your prayers, no matter how small, have echoed through the heavens and reached the ears of the Creator. Your persistence, even when fragile like a thread, has woven a tapestry of faith that has brought you to the edge of this transformation. This isn't a reward for perfection, it's a response to longing, a door that opens when you knock, a radiant light that appears when you truly seek. This spiritual awakening isn't far away, it's happening within you, right now, like the heartbeat of a new beginning, like the breath of a soul being reborn. But listen closely. This awakening doesn't arrive softly like a spring drizzle. It comes like a wildfire, like a mighty wave sweeping away all that is old to make space for what is new. And to receive it, you must be prepared. not just in your mind, but in your heart and soul. Imagine yourself as a traveler standing before a towering mountain. You cannot climb it while clinging to the baggage of the past, while your heart is weighed down by doubt. Readiness isn't about perfection, it's about surrender, about trusting that you are being guided by a hand greater than your own. Every prayer you ever spoke planted a seed, and now your spiritual field is blooming. But will you step forward and harvest it? Will you let the fire consume your limits? Will you let the wave carry you deeper into the divine purpose God has laid before you? And here lies the beauty of this moment. You are not alone. Around you, thousands of other souls are hearing the same call, standing at the same threshold of awakening. Your perseverance didn't just bring you here, it is a lighthouse for others still wandering in the dark. As C.S. Lewis once said, "We do not merely live in time, we live in eternity, and every step we take is part of the grand symphony of God." Your awakening is a note in that sacred melody, a beam of light in the divine masterpiece. But for it to be heard, for it to shine, you must be ready. Ready to believe, ready to walk forward, ready to let everything change. So what will you do now? Will you let this moment pass like a fleeting breeze, or will you grasp it like a torch to light your path ahead? I invite you to stay with me until the very end, because we're about to dive deeper into this awakening, into how it can transform you from the inside out forever. Leave a word below. What is your heart whispering to you right now? Are you ready? Your journey is not just your own. It is the fire that will illuminate the world, and it begins right here, right now. Dear soul, you have weathered storms many would not dare face. The long nights where doubt screamed like the wind. The weary days when hope seemed like a flickering light in the distance. But now, you stand here, not as a defeated one, but as a warrior forged in fire, ready to receive the sacred promise etched into your destiny before your first breath. Your moment is no longer a distant dream, it is drawing near, with every heartbeat, with every breath, like the drumbeat of eternity echoing through your spirit, signaling that the door to transformation is opening before you. Be prepared. Not just with a sharp mind, not just with an open heart, but with your whole spirit, the eternal flame within you, ready to ignite and illuminate every corner of your life. Take one last look how far you've come. Were there moments you thought you'd drown, when the waves hit so hard you could barely stand? But each time, something, an unseen force, a whisper from within, lifted you up and set you back on your path. That wasn't luck. That wasn't coincidence. That was the hand of Spirit, the Divine One who saw you before time began, who wrote a story in which you are the central character. Every step you've taken, every drop of sweat, every whispered prayer in the dark, all of it has woven together to bring you here, to this sacred shore, where promises are no longer just words, but a living reality knocking on the door of your soul. You did not survive the storm just to rest. You survived so you could step in, so you could receive, so you could become. And now, that moment is arriving, like the dawn breaking through the night, like the wind carrying the scent of spring after a long and weary winter. But listen closely. Readiness doesn't come naturally. Imagine you are a sower standing before your own field. The soil has been tilled through trials, the seeds have been planted with hope and perseverance. But for the harvest to bloom, you must water it, nurture it, and stand strong against the final winds. Prepare your mind. Let it become a lighthouse, shining clearly through the fog, unmoved by the shadows of doubt. Prepare your heart. Let it open wide like the sky, ready to receive a love and power beyond anything you've ever imagined. And prepare your spirit, let it soar like the wings of a phoenix, rising from the ashes of your past to touch the glory of the promise. This is not the time to sit still. This is the time to rise, to reach out, to declare with everything in you that you are ready for what the universe has destined for you. Now let's step into a deeper dimension. The sacred symbol, the number 99. Have you ever felt a number echo within your soul? like a melody from the unseen realms. The number 99 is not just a symbol, it is a message, a frequency of endings and beginnings. In the realm of spirit, 99 carries the energy of completion, of old cycles closing, of ancient doors shutting to make way for a new and radiant chapter. It is the affirmation that you have come to the end of a difficult journey, and now you stand at the threshold of divine reception. Your soul has already sensed it, hasn't it? A gentle stirring, a sense that everything is shifting, that you are no longer who you were yesterday. This is your sign, a whisper from heaven that your moment isn't just near, it's already begun. Do this with me now, your first act in this sacred moment. Tap the heart on this video just as you open your heart to the light. Subscribe to this channel as a commitment that you will not miss a single step in this great journey. And in the comments, write 99, the number of completion and receiving, the number that marks your readiness to cross the threshold. This isn't just a small gesture. It's your declaration to the universe, to the divine, that you are listening, you are feeling, you are ready. Your soul does not lie. It knows that this is the moment of shift, the moment where all pain of the past is traded for the glory of what is to come. But let's go even further, because this awakening is not just for you. Imagine you are a keeper of the flame, standing on a high hilltop, and all around you are thousands of souls still wandering in darkness, not yet hearing this sacred call. You didn't survive the storm just to receive the promise for yourself. You endured so you could become a lighthouse, a radiant beacon for those still searching. Every 99 you write, every story you share is a spark you send into the world, an invitation for others to awaken too. C.S. Lewis once said that we are not just creatures of time, we are souls bearing glory, invited to partake in the great work of God. You are not just a receiver, you are a messenger, a heartbeat in the revival that is sweeping across the earth. Think about this. What has kept you standing through the storms? Was it a promise you heard in a dream? A feeling that something greater was waiting for you? That was not an illusion, it was Spirit, the Divine One who walked with you every step, whispering that every pain has a purpose, every tear a seed of joy. And now, as you stand before that promise, you are not just receiving it, you are becoming it. You are becoming the light you once searched for, the answer you once prayed for. But for that to happen, you must be ready. Ready to release the past, to believe in the impossible, to let your soul soar beyond every limit this world ever placed upon you. So what will you do now? Take a deep breath. Feel your heart beat. It is synchronizing with the pulse of eternity. Let your mind be clear, your heart be wide open, your spirit ablaze. Write 99 beneath this video, not just as a symbol but as a prayer, as a vow that you will not miss this moment. Stay with me until the very end, because we are about to go even deeper into this promise, into how it will transform you, into how the number 99 is the key to the door you've been knocking on for years. I want to hear from you. What is stirring in your soul right now? What have you overcome to get here? Leave your thoughts below. Every word you write is a flame, a sign that you are ready for this great shift. Your moment is not just near, it is already here, and the world is waiting for your light. You did not stumble upon this message by accident. You were called, you were guided, and your soul recognized that calling from the depths of the unseen. Not just to hear a comforting word or a motivational speech, but to receive a truth that can shake the very foundations of your life and open a brand new chapter in your soul's journey. This is not just a passing moment, this is a sacred hour, a moment the universe has orchestrated long ago, and you are standing right at the center of it, where past, present, and future converge into one single touch point, the touch point of profound awakening. Maybe you've felt delayed, lost, or caught in seemingly endless cycles of pain, disappointment, and waiting. But do you know something? Every wound you carry, every trial you've overcome was never meaningless. It wasn't a punishment, It was preparation. Just like a sword must be forged in fire before it becomes sharp, you have been refined, day by day, moment by moment, to become the strongest, most radiant version of yourself. The tears you've quietly swallowed each night were watering the seeds of destiny. The storms you've walked through didn't come to drown you, they came to teach you how to ride the waves without fear. You were not born to live an ordinary life. You are light. You are a vessel of purpose. You are the chosen one, called to carry a frequency of healing and power into the world. But to carry the light, you must first understand the depth of darkness. That is why your path hasn't been easy, but it has never been in vain. Perhaps you've never realized that those painful days were actually the sacred foundation being laid for something greater: spiritual maturity, wisdom of the heart, and the divine responsibility that the universe is now placing into your hands. Look back. You didn't give up, even when you desperately wanted to. You held on to faith, even when you couldn't see the way forward. You remained patient, even when answers didn't come. And because of that, you've passed the greatest test of all, the test of resilience. Now is the time to see yourself not as someone merely trying to survive, but as a warrior of light, a soul who has been forged in the fire and is now ready for a higher level of living, a life of purpose, vision, and impact. You are not only being called to receive blessings, you are being called to become a blessing to others. When the light within you is awakened, it not only illuminates your path, but it begins to radiate outward, touching your family, your community, even strangers you've never met. Can you see it now? Your pain will become your greatest testimony. Your scars are no longer symbols of suffering, they are the markings of victory. Your story, if you choose to share it, may become the doorway to freedom for weary souls who are still searching. This is the moment to stop doubting your worth. You are not small, you are not forgotten. You are a vital piece in the divine design of the universe. And this transformation unfolding now is not just about shifting your outer world, it's about awakening the inner power that has always been within you. You no longer need to wait for a miracle from outside, because the miracle is you, when you choose to live in the light of your soul's truth. Take a deep breath and feel it. The transformation has begun. The truth is being unveiled, and your life is stepping into a brand new chapter, where you are no longer the one searching for meaning, but the one creating it. Welcome, chosen one, into the new season of your life, a season of rising, of mission, of the sacred light you've always carried within you. Now pause and reflect. How many times have you knelt, hands clenched, eyes shut, pleading for a sign, a shift, a spark of light in the darkness? Did you ever feel like your prayers vanished into the void, as though your words dissolved into nothingness?
But the truth is, they didn't. Your prayers were never lost in silence. They rose like the smoke of a sacred flame through the layers of the heavens, reaching the throne of grace. And in that unseen realm, they have been woven into a magnificent tapestry, a story of perseverance, of unshakable faith, of a soul that refused to let go even when everything seemed to push against it.
Now that tapestry is being unfurled. Every thread of hope you've sown is beginning to bloom, and the changes you've longed for, the dreams you've cradled through countless sleepless nights, are on their way to you, like a train of light racing through the tunnel, carrying you toward the shores of the miraculous. But this miracle does not come alone. It carries the breath of the divine, the strength of promises spoken since the beginning of time. Imagine yourself as a traveler standing before an ancient gate, carved with symbols of eternity. You've knocked, not once, but hundreds, even thousands of times through your prayers. And now, that gate is beginning to tremble, the old hinges shifting, revealing a radiant light beyond. The miracle is waiting for you, not as a fleeting gift, but as a living river, ready to flow through your life, to refresh the barren places, to heal the deepest wounds. to build bridges between you and the higher purpose that God designed for you before you were even born. Can you feel it? A gentle vibration in the air, a sense that everything you've ever longed for is converging, right here, right now. And here's the most beautiful part. This response is not just an answer, it's an invitation. The changes you've been yearning for are not the destination, they're the doorway to a new chapter, where you don't just receive the miraculous, but live within it each and every day. As C.S. Lewis once said, "We live in a world where miracles are not the exception, they are the heartbeat of a deeper reality." Your prayers have been heard, and now they are becoming manifest. Not so you can sit still, but so you can rise, dance, and sing into the wind of this new life. Open your heart. The miracle is not just coming, it is knocking on the door of your soul, waiting for you to receive it. So what will you do in this moment? Will you let this light pass you by, or will you step into it, embracing it like a weary traveler finally finding home? Stay with me, because we're about to explore even deeper how your prayers are becoming reality, how this miracle is about to change everything. Leave a comment below. What have you prayed for that now feels closer than ever? Share it with me, because your journey is a flame, and the world is waiting to be lit by it. Look back for a moment. What have you endured to get here? Were there days when you felt like a lone tree in a storm, roots clinging tightly to the earth as the winds roared, trying to uproot you? Were there nights when you questioned if your faith was strong enough, if your tears were falling in vain? But hear this truth. Not a single tear was wasted, not a single moment was overlooked. Your tears didn't simply fall to the ground, they sank deep, watering the seeds of faith you planted, even when you didn't realize it. Those moments of endurance were not punishments, they were the fire that forged you, the furnace that shaped you from rough metal into a sharp sword of light. Your faith is not just a feeling. It is a mountain standing firm in the storm, a lighthouse that never dims, a living testimony that you chose to believe, to hope, even when everything seemed against you. And now, feel this. Transformation is not a distant promise. It is knocking at your door, thundering like the sound of lightning across a quiet sky. Imagine yourself as a butterfly breaking free from its cocoon, each thread of past pain tearing open to make way for brilliant wings. Your life will no longer be what it was, not because it shifts a little, but because it will be completely reborn. Like the ground cracking open to birth a new mountain, like the sky splitting to reveal eternal light. This transformation carries the breath of Spirit, the power of every prayer you ever spoke, and the glory woven from every pain you endured. Can you hear it? The wind is singing, the earth is trembling. It's a signal that everything you've sacrificed, everything you've patiently held onto, is now blooming into a new reality you were always meant to step into. And here is the most miraculous truth. This transformation is not just for you, it is the fire you now carry into the world. Every tear, every moment of endurance, has turned you into a storyteller, a living witness of the power that rises from darkness. As C.S. Lewis said, "Our pain is not meaningless. It is the path to glory, the bridge between humanity and heaven." Your new life won't just be a gift. It will be a torch you hold high, a song you sing aloud so others still lost can find their way home. You were not forged to remain silent. You were refined to shine, to show the world that faith can turn deserts into gardens, tears into rivers of life. So what will you do when this door opens? Will you step through with trembling feet, or will you run forward with a blazing heart? Stay with me, because we're about to go deeper into this transformation, how it will reshape your life and everything around you. Leave a word below. What tears brought you here? What are you feeling now, knowing that transformation is on its way? Share it with me, because your story is light, and I believe it will never be extinguished. Look back at your path, can you see it now? Every scar on your soul is a story. Every time you fell and stood back up is a silent triumph. There were days you thought you couldn't go on, when the weight was too much, when the roar of pain echoed in your mind. But even in those moments, you were never alone. Spirit walked with you through every valley, whispered through every wind, lifted you with invisible wings when you thought you would fall. Every trial wasn't punishment. It was eternity's forge, where your faith was refined, where your heart was expanded to hold blessings beyond what you could imagine from the valley floor. Suffering was never your enemy, it was your teacher, guiding you through darkness so you could recognize the brilliance of this very moment. And now feel the miracle. You are being rewarded, not just with things you can see, but with a flow of abundant blessing, like rain pouring over a dry field, like sunlight flooding in after the storm. Imagine yourself reaching out, letting these blessings soak into your fingers, your breath, a new life, a deeper joy, a peace that surpasses all understanding. But this blessing is not just a gift to receive, it is a path to walk, a call to live a life where each day is a testimony to the power of all you've overcome. And even more, you are being gifted a profound connection with Spirit, not as an abstract idea, but as a living, breathing presence. The heartbeat of your soul in rhythm with the eternal, the song of heaven echoing through your dreams. Can you hear it? The call from deep within, the whisper that every pain had a purpose, that every trial has built a bridge that brought you here. This is not just a reward, it's a divine acknowledgement that you are a chosen soul, deeply loved, destined to stand in this light. C.S. Lewis once said that our hardships are the road to glory, and that glory is not found in escaping suffering, but in walking through it and touching the hand of God on the other side. This sacred connection is the golden thread that ties you to the source of all life, a thread that cannot be broken, a flame that cannot be extinguished, a promise that from this moment on, you will never walk alone. So what will you do with this destined moment? Will you stand still, overwhelmed by the blessing, or will you dance in its river, sing aloud in your connection to Spirit? Stay with me, because we're about to explore even deeper how this blessing will flow through your life, how it will bond you to the divine forever. Leave a comment below. What trial brought you here? Imagine yourself walking along a narrow path, thorny brambles on either side, cold wind carrying the memories of old wounds, deep inner cuts from sorrowful days, invisible scars from moments you fell and wondered if you could ever rise again. But in the midst of this path, you are not alone. Feel this. Spirit, the one who has walked beside you with every step, even when you didn't know, is here now, like a gentle breeze brushing your face, like a warm light breaking through the canopy of trees to embrace you. Every wound you've ever carried, whether visible pain or silent grief, will not weigh you down forever. They are being healed, not by the indifferent hands of time, but by the breath of eternity, by the love of Spirit gently stitching together each fractured piece of your soul, turning them into golden seams of a new masterpiece. And now, before you stands a radiant doorway, a doorway of peace and wholeness, opening wide, inviting you to step through and live in a reality you were always destined to experience. Think about the days you walked in darkness. Weren't there moments when you felt abandoned, when your cries for help seemed to vanish into emptiness? But the truth is, Spirit never left your side. When you cried, He counted every tear. When you fell, He was the hand lifting you up. When you thought all was lost, He was the quiet flame within you, refusing to be extinguished even in the coldest winds. The presence of Spirit is not a distant idea. It is a living reality pulsing in rhythm with your heartbeat, a light that never fades no matter how thick the night. And now He is guiding you to a divine crossroads, where your wounds are not only healed but transformed into doorways leading you closer to the source of all life, where pain becomes strength and you enter into deep and lasting peace. Picture this. You now stand at that door, not with tired feet, but with a soul reborn. Healing is not just the erasure of scars, it is a sacred journey, like a river flowing through dry land, bringing life to every corner of your being. The wounds that once made you shrink are now blooming like flowers under sunlight, each petal a testament to your patience, your faith, and the love you carried, even when the world tried to silence it. And as you cross that threshold, you won't just find peace, you'll live in it, like a bird soaring freely through the sky, like a gentle wave brushing the shore, no longer tossed by the storms. Fulfillment is not a destination, it is the state of your soul, the song you sing when you finally know you are loved, healed, and divinely guided through every season of your life. C.S. Lewis once said, "We are not merely creatures of time, we are souls invited to touch eternity. Spirit walks with you not just so you can survive, but so you can live fully, abundantly, courageously. So you can walk through this door with an open heart and a soul on fire." Do you feel it? A calmness settling in, a sense that everything is falling into place, that you are coming home. This is your moment, the moment to release what once hurt you, to breathe in peace like sacred air, to live in wholeness like light that never fades. So what will you do as you stand before this door? Will you hesitate, or will you walk through with faith, knowing that Spirit is holding your hand? Stay with me, because we're about to explore even deeper this wholeness and peace, how it will heal you and lead you into a life renewed. Leave a comment below. What wound do you want to heal? What do you feel knowing that Spirit has never left you? Share with me, because your journey is the wind, and it will carry light to places you never imagined. There is an immeasurable gift quietly being placed into your hands, the sacred relationship between you and the Creator. This isn't a distant idea, nor is it some abstract concept to be preached. It is a real, deep, living connection, a sacred current of divine energy flowing directly from the heavens into your very life. You've longed for guidance, sought direction amidst life's many crossroads. But now, you no longer need to search outside yourself. The Creator is inviting you into a holy relationship, one where every step you take is illuminated by divine wisdom. A wisdom beyond what the human mind can analyze or comprehend. When you align with this energy, your decisions are no longer driven by fear, but are born from peace and intuitive clarity. Sometimes, you won't be able to explain why you know the path you must take, but your heart will know. Your soul receives the signal long before your mind can rationalize it. That's the voice of the Creator whispering within you, gentle yet profound, quiet yet full of power. You begin to notice the signs more clearly, a sudden thought like a flash of light in the darkness, a quiet intuition nudging you to let something go or to hold something dear, a divine coincidence arriving precisely when you needed guidance. That's not chance. It's the whisper of the divine. Understand this. Your relationship with the Creator doesn't only happen in moments of prayer. It is a continuous dialogue between you and the universe. Every breath you take, every emotion that rises within you, every small act done with intention, all of it becomes a silent language that the divine understands. And you too will begin to hear the divine, not with your ears, but with a heart that has awakened. When you begin to live in this sacred connection, you'll see the miracle unfold. Life begins to align itself. The people you need will appear. The doors meant for you will open. The lessons you are meant to learn will arrive with more grace. Because you're no longer fighting the current, you've learned to flow with it. This is when you shift from living by personal willpower to living in divine partnership. You're no longer alone, steering your ship through uncertainty. You now have a navigator, and that guide is the source of light itself. You'll notice a deep peace settle in your mind, because you're no longer striving to control everything. You relax, not in surrender, but in trust. You act, not in panic, but with presence. You choose, not with confusion, but with clarity, because you know that behind every choice, there is a greater wisdom guiding your way. And then you'll realize the truest form of spiritual maturity doesn't lie in how much you know about religion. It lies in how deeply you connect with the Creator in the ordinary moments of life. when you wash the dishes with gratitude, when you walk in nature and feel life breathing with you, when you hug someone with pure love, when you sit in stillness and realize your heart is overflowing with light. That is when you are living with the divine, and in that sacred state your life begins to bloom, like a flower unfolding under the morning sun. Every step you take will be supported. Every dream you nurture will be watered. Every good seed you plant will be multiplied beyond what you can imagine. Lift your soul. Open your heart. Don't let the past, the pain, or the patterns of fear define you anymore. Because now you are not alone. You are walking hand in hand with the divine. You are the one chosen to live, guided by sacred wisdom present in every beat of life. From today forward, live differently. Live as if you can hear the voice of the divine in every moment, because the truth is, that voice has always been whispering inside you, simply waiting for you to listen.